Hey everybody, this is John Roberts from Strategic Share Trading, and in this video we're going to take a look at how to get free share trading charts online and a little bit about how to interpret them as well. Normally charting software can be expensive. You not only need the software that actually draws the charts, but you also need data. Obviously the share prices are changing every day and it costs money to get those fresh prices. I pay about $50 a month, Australian dollars, for my data subscription. When you're just starting out though, it's good to avoid unnecessary costs while you're learning the ropes. So let's have a look at how you can get share charts for free from Yahoo Finance. So the first thing I want to do is just do a search for Yahoo Finance Australia. And there it is. You can see the web address is au.finance.yahoo.com. So we'll click on that. There we go. And here you can see some prices come up by default. We've got the All Ordinaries, the ASX 200, the exchange rate of Aussie dollars to US dollars, and some commodities here. These first two are indices which measure the performance of the share market as a whole. So how does an index work? Well, let's say you've got a portfolio of shares. The value of your portfolio is going to go up and down depending on the combined value of all your shares, right? So an index works the same way. A lot of shares are grouped together, and the value of the index represents the combined value of all those shares. The All Ordinaries is the major index used historically. These days the main one though is the ASX 200. That's an index of the top 200 stocks on the Australian Stock Exchange, or ASX for short. So let's have a look at the All Ords. Okay, up comes the current value of the index here, and also we've got this little chart here which is showing us the changes in the value of the index just for today. You can see underneath it starts at 10 AM when the market opens and finishes 4 PM when it closes. I'm going to click up here to go to a full screen chart. And up the top here, see where it says 1D. That means that the chart is displaying 1 day. If I hold my cursor over that, you can see we've got 1 day, 5 days, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, year to date, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, or max. However much data we want to display. I'm going to click max. And there you go. That's the history of the value of the All Ords going back to 1984, which is as far back as Yahoo goes. I'm also going to change the type of chart here from area to line, which doesn't make much difference. It just gets rid of that shading underneath. So all we're looking at is a single line giving the value of the index. Now I'll point out a couple of things here. Notice when I move my cursor over the chart, crosshairs come up, and what it's doing is showing the value of the index for each point in the chart. On the bottom you'll see the date changing as I move about, and on the right the corresponding index value for that date. The other thing to notice is that while the line just shows the closing value, there's a box here which shows the opening value and the high and low as well. So it tells you something about the movement within each day, or in this case month, since each point on this chart represents 1 month. Now what's the first thing we notice about this chart, which remember is giving an indication of the performance of the market as a whole? Well, the first thing we see is that it's going up overall, right? It starts about 700 points, and at the moment we're at 5,786.8. So the thing to take away is that although the market has its ups and downs, and here you can see a doozy called the GFC, or Global Financial Crisis, in 2008. Nevertheless, over time the market recovers and starts heading up again. Okay, so how about we call up a stock chart? Right up the top here, on the right it says go to symbol. We can type in the code for a particular stock here, or if you don't know it, just start typing the name. I'm going to start typing in here Fortescue Metals. There it is. It says Equity Australian Fortescue Metals Group Limited, and the code is FMG.AX, meaning Fortescue Metals Group, with AX short for Australian Stock Exchange. So I'll click on that. And I'll want to change the length of this chart, let's say 1 year. Okay, so that's the price of shares in Fortescue Metals over the past year, currently trading at $5.67. Now the next thing we'll want to find out about is adding indicators to the chart. Indicators, well, basically they're the tools of the trade, so to speak, for the analysis of share charts. They're lines drawn on the chart, calculated automatically by the charting software using some mathematical formula to help us interpret the chart and to help us identify what trends are happening. The best thing is probably to show you an example. So we'll click here, add indicator, and you can see the different types of indicators we can add here. The best to start with, the most popular and well-known indicator, is the moving average. So let's start with simple moving average. We have to put in a period, which is how many points on the chart we want to calculate the average. So I'm going to put in 100, and I might just change the color to make it stand out more, and then click close. Alright, so what this does is averages out the closing price of the share over the past 100 days. You can see on the right here, it's currently 5.3578, which means that if you added up all the closing prices for the past 100 days on this chart and divided by 100, that would be the average. And if you were to take, let's say, this point here, where the line has a peak, the value there would be the average over the 100 days prior to that point, and so on. So as the share price goes up and down, the average over 100 days goes up and down as well. The effect, as you can see, is to smooth out the price fluctuations and show the way the price is trending more clearly. Here it's going up, and here going down. Now, because we're calculating this average over a period in the past, there's a delay with the moving average compared to the stock price. So what I mean is the average doesn't start turning down until the stock's already been heading down for some time. So what's important isn't so much which way the average is headed, but where it is compared to the stock price. When the stock price is trending up, the average is below the stock price, and when the stock price is trending down, the average is above the stock price. So already we've found a way to make a determination about where the stock price is headed. If I expand this chart out to 2 years of data, you can see FMG's gone from $2 to over $5. That's like a 150% rise. And if we bought when the price crossed above the moving average here, and sold it when it went below the moving average here, we would have done very well. Moving averages aren't so good when the stock is going sideways, but when there's a trend underway like this uptrend here, they're great for warning you when to get out. The price crossing below the moving average is a sell signal. Okay, I'll leave it there for now. By all means, go to my website strategicsharetrading.com and download my free book on reading share charts. This is just an introductory video that's just scratched the surface. I'll get some more lessons ready for you to cover heaps more about how to read charts and profitably trade Australian stocks. So thanks for watching and hope to talk to you soon.